Hello YouTube Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. We have a brand new echo for Paulin, and it's called Impenetrable Defense. So let's take a look at this echo. So again, these are stats when it's fully 5-starred. Um, the the one that the star impacts is the 8% here. So previously in my videos I talked about usually 1 star is equivalent to half of whatever this value is. So here I'm guessing if you get 0 stars, it will be around 3% probably, 3 or 3.2%. Given it's at 8, most likely it's going to be 3, where it goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as the star levels. Um, so if you only get 1 copy of it, it's 3%. So 12% of the original health uh, of the owner's max HP. So it's sort of like Nordak, another Nordak kind of level of shield. Is it going to be game changing? Well, let's kind of talk about, the level of investment it makes it to make it game changing. So, when the owner is effective res, okay, so most of our pandas right now, okay, um, so my Paulin's only at 174, okay. We go take a look at oh, I don't know if I can check. How would I check someone else's stat right now? Mm, let's see if I have any friends that have. Okay, let's see if Denzel's defense uh, has a Paulin in there. Okay, Denzel has a Paulin in there, right? So we're gonna have to see, and this is the owner's effective res, right? So at the start of the turn, effective res, we're talking about 252. Okay, but this is with the effective res coming in from the buff as well as the Santa's apple here. Now, assuming he doesn't, if that's not factored into this echo, 250 is going to be very hard to hit. So, you know, do we think this is a game-changing echo? Yes, if you can afford to get to, a 5-star copy of this and have really high effective res, because 4 times that is like 32% of Panda's health for 2 turns and can be removed. So it's like effectively adding another 300% HP. However, you look at, let's just go find a typical Paulin here, right? Now this one's gonna, okay, so this one's missing a Nordak, but you do have Lydia protection. So most of the time, the like I don't have something uh, incredible here in terms of stats, but let's just see, like, this is what you usually use to typically go after these type of team. Like, we're at a point where you're not even relying on putting the dot on Paulin anymore. That's how much damage Nita just does directly. So with Big Jack in there, most of the time, like, we're clearing teams, no problem. An extra 200-300k HP, is that gonna change things? We'll have to see, right? I think maybe, some of these super big Kraken teams where, okay, BTN True is almost at one mil on a single defense. I'm not gonna be able to kill him now. I mean, having a shield might make him tankier against, some other players, but like, yes, this is sort of like, I guess, comparing against people of the same stat level, maybe some of the, super high end players where I can beat now with that extra shield, I may not be able to beat them anymore. For example, Hero, I don't think I can burst through his team existent currently, and I don't think, well, I mean, adding the extra shield is just going to make it even harder. But I wasn't able to beat him in the first place. So, you know, how big of a game changer? Okay, so let's go back to how game changing this is. Okay, At 1 star, you're talking about 3% up to 4 times, right? So 12%. At fully maxed out, you're talking about 32%. So how much is 32% of your Paulin's health? And it says base health, right? Mine's only at 700 something. You might be a really big Kraken player out there, maybe 800, 900, close to a mil. I'm not sure, but grand scheme of things, is this going to be that game changing? A lot of us already um, put the persistent overload onto Paulin. And what's really great is um, this actually does work okay on Paulin. One, you're getting the effective res you need, right? Two, you are basically increasing the direct damage and dot of your allies. Now I know some of us might run Paulin with Henge together, but a lot of team nowadays they prefer to run a Nordak, Santa, Paul with Henge, and don't put Paula in there. They just run really high effective res on Nordak as well. And that often, does the trick for that particular team. And often what they do is they throw in Zil and a Donald. That's kind of like here, let me just show the team. So I don't know. So great. I'm out, but let's just show like a couple variations, right? Like the teams that often people run nowadays is they put Paulin on a separate team. Like this, we're talking threes here, but optimally, what I've seen is this team get a lot of success. I will try to do a threes video, but this is actually I've seen a lot of success with this team. A lot of people are running this as one of their options. And it gives you a lot of flexibility, right? You can actually run a super fast Donald because people often be like, okay, let me run something like, Elec, but their Elecs are usually like 2300 or less, or 2400. I have seen people with like 2500 speed Donald, and it just completely shut out these Nita speed teams, and it gives you another option, right? I can't outspeed you, but hey, look, running a team like this, I will be able to just CC your Nita for the first turn, and then we'll, Nordak will be able to shield up the following turn, and like right after, and it's game over from there, right? So having a super fast Donald, very viable at exclusive 5, a lot of these players are running, gives you a very strong option. So back to, how strong or how OP we think this Echo is. Um, Again, if you do run your Panda consistently with your Hanga together, definitely worth pulling. It gives you quite a bit of option. I think a lot of you show up to watch me pull. I am actually not at a lot of echoes left. So what I think what I'll do is, and I have a very bad feeling that I think I talked about it in a video a while ago where um, Chinese New Year, because they're giving away um, a free a free limited hero, but that particular weekend also is likely to fall on a weekend where it's not miracle summons. So if they decide to do it like right on Chinese New Year Eve, that will be on a regular banner. And I think that happened a couple last year too. So there is a risk, okay, that we'll be using excellence and supremes to try to get limited heroes, which will be very painful because the pity is way higher and it's going to cost us a lot more if we try to um, get it through the regular banner summon. Having said that, people are looking for competent hit, so fingers crossed. Let's try to get a copy. If we get a copy, yay. If we don't get a copy, I don't think I have the budget to keep going for it. Um, the other thing you should know is that when you do feed level it up echoes, you don't get 100% of the experience back when you feed into something else. So that's something you want to keep in mind of. So you've already got an Echo that's leveled up for Paulin, the overload, the persistent overload one. I don't really recommend you go for it. But if you don't have a good Echo for Paulin, this is a very good pick for him. Okay, fingers crossed. Please don't take me to hard pity at 150, and hopefully we get it on the first go. Yeah, okay, it's a brand new one, and all right, we got impenetrable defense, so which is great. So let's take a look. I mean, here we go. We got it. I hope my prediction is right. I believe. Sorry. Uh, Here, hero, echo. So mine's at level 20 right now, right? So this is at 3%. So as you can see, this is about a 3% shield. I wonder, is there a way to tell what's the percentage of the shield? Would it actually trigger? So hold on, let's put Paulin in. Paulin, I'll put Santa in. Okay, let's just quickly see what's the size of the shield. Okay, so we do have a little bit of shield, but you can see so I got my shield on, right? So, but you can see the little bell thing applied before Santa's thing. So I really resist a certain amount of damage and cannot be removed, right? Look how tiny that is. Okay, I have a very good feeling. Okay, a very good feeling. Um, that it's going to be based on Paulin's initial stats, not based on this, because that looked like a very, very tiny shield, right? Like let's put in comparison. Like Nordak's shield is 10, what? It's 10% or it's 18%. So um, so I mean, let's see what 18% actually looks like on a bar. And again, this is relative to their own health, right? So it's going to look bigger on Santa, smaller on Nordak, because Santa has less HP than Nordak. But you can see that's roughly 18%. So that was the tiny little bar we saw on Panda. So let's just see if we can do that one more time. So if we were 12, we should be at least more than half. And what we saw on that, see, this is like, you can see the division bars, right? That looks really just like a 9%, if not a 6% of HP to me. So there you have it, guys. I'm pretty sure it's based on the um, your Paulin's own stat. So getting your own Paulin to 250% effective res is really going to take some work. Like maybe as free to play, you can aim for 200. That's 9% HP, which is still pretty good, right? But you know, for someone who has already a good echo, you know, is that viable? Now, you technically could, and this takes away the stealth, right? So, the stealth actually isn't a bad idea because um, the stealth actually forces the enemy to just focus on your Paulin. Having the shield, is that really good? So hopefully this discussion gave you enough decision. Um, Again, I polled for content in terms of what's my recommendation to you. Uh, I say, you know, this gives you flexibility, right? So if you want to run your Paulin as a support, I think that's a viable option now, right? Like, for example, in PvE content, you can actually get a little bit more extra shield on him. But is that really what you is that 10% really going to make a difference for you? So I feel like it is a pretty big bait. I kind of regret pulling it now. But anyways, for the collections, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Gandalf out.